Right, right. In light of what happened this weekend with Donald Trump saying that players should be fired if they kneel during the national anthem, have you felt the need to address any of this with your players? And what's your position on whether players should be standing for the national anthem or not?
So we haven't addressed it with the team. I think that I'll answer it personally. So I think our president should be sticking to, presidential duties. I don't think he has to dabble into what people can say, should say, what they say. I mean, it's a free country. It's freedom of speech. Now, I respect the flag a lot. And if any of my players were strong enough in an opinion that they wanted to do something, I would say it's their choice. And I think I would support them. I think here in Seattle, the city of Seattle, and our club, we've always been a club that, takes care of our own. I don't want to ramble on about politics. I just wish the president would worry about earthquakes or floods or the budget. That would be my priority as a citizen of the United States.
Given the situation right now with your team, you've scored 3 goals in the last, I think it's 5 games, and you had similar struggles earlier on this season. Do you see parallels between those 2 sets of struggles or different circumstances? And I'm talking more about having to work relatively new players in with one another, where you're doing the same earlier this year.
Yeah, it's a real good question. It's making me think now, because Victor, how do we include him into the mix? And early on it was Dempsey and that. So I would say yes. I would say the circumstances are a little bit different. I mean, I think our run of form halfway through the season was really good, so I would have hoped that we could have continued that form. I mean, some of those games were 1-0 games, early on in the streak. I understand that, but yeah, I think there's some validity there. I think getting Victor, good pairing with New or Joven, Victor and Dempsey, Victor and Nico, Victor and Bruin. I think that's a valid concern. I think the work we've done last week, I had hoped for a better result, but the game was, it was a fast field, slick field, circumstances behind their goals, getting them on top. I was certainly disappointed with the result, but I think we created more chances in that game.
A loss is never a good result, and I get that. But in regards to maybe a wake-up call now rather than later, is that something you could elaborate on?
I think, Nico, our wake-up call has been the last, 4 games, not getting results, 5 games. So the wake-up call's been there already. It's amping up. It's amping up. Some of the film we showed was, perhaps a little bit more direct and, holding people accountable. But, I think the guys feel it. I mean, even at 2-0, we were pressing. Dempsey could have scored. You had some other chances. So, the team never gives up. But we just have to play better in the final third.
Was there anything about the game that surprised you in the game that you didn't plan on? Was it the speed of Severino? Was it anything in particular?
Look, those goals came off bad giveaways. And any league in the world, you give up balls in those areas, you're going to be put under pressure. So I just, those things happen. Those were mistakes. Could we have done better on those plays? Certainly. But we understand that happens at any level, any league.
The Whitecaps were not many people's probably preseason pick to be at the top of the West at this point in the year. What do you make of just the run that they've been on going into this game and what Robbo's got going on up there?
Well, it's been good. I mean, if I'm using my political capital again here, the Pacific Northwest is a pretty good soccer area. You had the Timbers, getting hot at the right moment. We had a good run late in the year. The Whitecaps are trying to do the same. Maybe there's that subtle pressure on Robbo. I don't know. You have to give credit to their team. They've done extremely well. So, kudos to them. But we all know that the playoffs is when the real rubber hits the road, and they're jockeying for preferred position. But I still think in the playoffs, any team, the league's so full of parity, any team on any given weekend stretch, Saturday, or whatever games line out, I think any team has a chance.
After going over the tape, is there anything that stands out immediately? Is it defense when it comes to counter, stresses your defense? Is it finishing?
No. I mean, the one goal we lost the ball a little deeper. The other one we lost it higher up the field. Like I said, I thought our attacking movements were better. Still not good enough, but a little bit better. So we'll just keep working on it.